Being a full-time entrepreneur is both fun and serious. In this episode of the Markeith Braden podcast, I'm going to share with you my experience the first 30 days of business. Also, I'm going to share with you my income report as I travel this journey to my first goal of reaching $10,000 a month in business on a consistent basis. Let's get started.
You're listening to the Markeith Braden podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping emerging entrepreneurs create a profitable life and business they love. And now your host, professional keynote speaker, digital marketing strategist, and master lifestyle coach, Markeith Braden.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is that you're listening to today's podcast episode. Thank you for joining me for another week and another episode as we talk about something that I have been excited to be sharing on this podcast, and it is my very first 30 days of business, being a full-time entrepreneur. I like the idea of sharing this because I really want to take you on the journey with me. And I got this idea from John Lee Dumas and Pat Flynn because they share every month their income report. They share what they did in business for the month and what they plan to do in the future in order to grow and scale their business. So I wanted to share a little bit about my first 30 days of being a full-time entrepreneur, but then I also wanted to share what my goal is as I am pursuing growing my business. You know, it's very important to have goals for your business, for your life. And when I started on June the 1st of 2018, I had a particular goal financially in mind that I wanted to achieve. And that goal is to, on a consistent basis, make or generate $10,000 a month in revenue in my business. And that 10,000 represents a lot to me because I've never reached that goal before. And it also helps me to have something to strive for that is a big, audacious goal. So what I want to do first is to share with you how my first 30 days went. It was a exciting 30 days, I must say, because it was the first time that I've ever been in full-time business. Along the way, over the last 4 years, as I was building the business, I was working in ministry full-time while at the same time pursuing the business endeavors that I wanted to pursue. However, on June the 1st of 2018, I decided that I wanted to go full-time and focus my attention on my coaching and consulting business, Markeith Braden and Company. And those 30 days went by so fast. I mean, they flew by, and I really get what they're saying when time flies when you're having fun, because I really was having fun, but I was doing a lot of work too. And some of that work included me revising and updating my website. I had quite a few website links that were outdated or that weren't working. I had some services and products that I created that were not on the website. I needed to update some of my own personal information on the website. I added things that were beneficial for me that were called affiliates to my website that I did not have on there. And then I kind of changed out my banners on my website because I wanted to make sure that I was prepared so that when I am generating new leads and sending people to my site, that everything was up to date and that everything was working properly. One of the things that I know for sure is that many times when you're a solopreneur, things like your website have a tendency to go by the wayside. And I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to make sure that I took at least a couple of days in June to revise my website and update it, because right now I don't necessarily have the money to pay a virtual assistant or to have an assistant. So I had to schedule time to update my website. Other things that I did was I wanted to identify, okay, what particular services am I going to focus my attention on? We have a tendency sometimes to try to focus our attention on a lot of different things, especially when you're first getting started, because you're trying to, make as much money as possible and identify clients that you can serve and that you can help. But what I wanted to do was to take some time out to really focus and hone in on what services and what products am I going to provide over the next 6 months, the remaining of the year. There are a lot of things that I definitely want to do, a lot of services that I want to provide, but what was the one thing that I knew was going to bring in money to the business that people have been asking me for? That question right there, what have people been asking me for, was what helped me to really hone in on what products and services I was going to be providing. And so I took some time to really build out a strategy of what products and services I was going to be providing. And basically, I boiled it down to podcasting, creating a podcasting program membership site, and also providing digital branding and marketing for small businesses and other solopreneurs. And then the third thing was social media management, which I was already doing and already had clients providing social media management. So I honed in on that and began to tweak out or began to develop what those programs and those services look like on paper. Another aspect of the business that I focused on was meeting with my in-house coach. So I ended up getting office space at a co-working space. And as a member of the co-working space, you are able to have the in-house entrepreneur to be a coach. And so we met, and he helped me to kind of strategize a little bit more my products and services, helped me to identify the particular areas where I would make the most money, and helped me to kind of streamline my thinking on how I'm going to generate new leads. Other things that I did that first month of being a full-time entrepreneur, I did some trainings. I had an opportunity to access training on how to leverage Facebook ads and generate income by being an ad agency for small businesses in my particular area. And so I took that training to be able to add that service to my digital marketing repertoire and reach out to agencies and organizations that are on Facebook, but not necessarily leveraging it to its maximum ability. So I did some training and development online for the business. And then lastly, I had an opportunity to do some consulting where I traveled to Oklahoma City for a week to work for a particular organization, doing some consulting, observation for them so that they can enhance their processes when it comes to developing financial opportunity to streamline those processes as they are taking in money. And I got that experience from when I was working in ministry. I helped to bring in a lot of technology that will help to make things just a little bit more efficient. So there are a lot of different things that I thought about as a service, as a product that I could offer. And so those first 30 days, I spent a lot of time honing in specifically on what are you going to do, Markeith, for the business, and what are you going to focus on over the next 6 months to generate the revenue to reach your goal of the $10,000 a month on a consistent basis. And so that's how I spent my first 30 days in business as a full-time entrepreneur. And that is mainly honing in on what are the products and services that I have. How am I going to generate leads to that product and service? And then working with a coach to kind of help me organize my thoughts and put it on paper so that I'll have a blueprint to follow the remaining of the year. And so what I want to do after this commercial break is come right back in and share with you my income report and break it down so that you better understand if I reached my goal the first month or if I didn't, and then share with you what I need to do in order to reach it. So we'll be right back after this commercial. At the end of the day, we all want to live successful and impactful lives. We all have dreams and aspirations that we truly want to achieve, but sometimes it's hard to get it done and to achieve those dreams and visions by ourselves. Sometimes you need to hire a coach or have a mentor. That's why I created the Inspire and Elevate Strategy Session. These strategy sessions allow you an opportunity to pull on my own personal expertise of being an individual who went from a 9-to-5 and started his own successful speaking and coaching business. If you have a desire to move to your next level, if you have a desire to take some steps toward creating the lifestyle that you've always wanted, book your strategy session today. Go to markeithbraden.com, click on the Work With Me tab, and listen to the video and look at the testimonials of the individuals that I've helped along the way. Your time is now. Your time is right now. Let's move you to your next level. Let's achieve the dreams and goals that you have by you booking your Inspire and Elevate strategy session. I know this is your opportunity. Now let's just move on it. All right, welcome back. And we're going to go into my income report in this segment of the podcast episode. Those of you who are listening, you'll have to go to the MarkeithBraden.com website in order to see the income report, as I am sharing this via video as well. But this is a great part of the episode that I really wanted to do because I want people to know that, hey, starting your business is possible. Having products and services that people will pay for is possible, but you just have to take the leap. And specifically for me, I'm building an online-based business, and I choose to do that because I wanted a business that was going to support my lifestyle. I wanted a business that would allow me to be location independent. I wanted a business that would give me the time freedom that I desire to have in my life. So online-based business was the best way for me to really begin to hone in on my gift of teaching, coaching, being a speaker, being a podcaster. So that's what I decided to do for my business. And I hope that is an encouragement to you to consider starting your own business, particularly online, so that you can have a more free lifestyle through business. And so we're going to go ahead and go into the income report and share with you whether or not I met my goal or I fell short from the goal. So let's go ahead and shift to the income report. All right, now you can see my June monthly income report. And basically I broke this down in sections so that you can see where my generated revenue came from in the business, and so you can see what my expenses were as well. So we'll start at the top with money in. Money in for the month of June. My highest area of income was generated with social media management, where I brought in $1,350. And this is between 3 clients that I was able to work with during the month of June on their social media management. And basically I managed their social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter mainly. And I provide a service to them based on our individual contracts. And this is also an area where I can really improve in accessing and gaining more clients in this particular area at a more premium cost. But for the month of June, we did bring in $1,350. Next, we have our coaching. We did about $900 of coaching, and this is between 2 clients, one client being an individual client, the other being a coaching service where I provide coaching to another coaching program or service that they hired me to coach their clients. Next, we have our consulting area where we brought in $700 in consulting. And this actually was more than $700, but I only included what the consulting fee was. But basically, this particular company organization flew me to another city and paid my room and board, as well as gave me per diem for food, and then gave me $700 for my time in helping them with a particular area of interest that they wanted to look into, and brought me in as a consultant. The fourth area are products that I partner with other coaches and provide a service to them to have access to a particular package or a particular product that I have. And so I had 3 people to buy into this particular affiliate program to the tune of $355. And they were able to access this product by paying me, and I gave them access to it. Then graphic design and branding, which is another area where I can definitely enhance and increase my revenue. But for the first month of business, I did only $215 of graphic design and branding, working with one client doing a retractable banner. But I definitely will be enhancing this particular area. This is going to be one of my main areas of providing graphic design and branding for my clients. Some more premium clients doing the entire brand identity campaign, and then some just graphic design. So that brings my grand total to $3,520 for the month. So I did not reach my $10,000 this month. However, this is a significant amount because this is only about $300 off from what I brought home when I was working for my church in full-time ministry. And so in the first month of business, I was able to basically replace my income that I was making from the church. Now, let's look at our expenses for the month. My expenses for the month totaled only $995 or $94. And basically, these are the expenses that I have for my business. And you'll see here, these are mainly subscriptions that I have to run the business. My highest expense currently is my ClickFunnels account, which is where I build out my sales funnels and also build out funnels for the clients that I have. And so you'll be able to see here the expenses. Now, what will overtake that expense is that I did get an office, and where you see where it says MBIC $250, that's actually going to go up to $500 a month. But for the month of June, it was only $250. So my expenses came to a grand total of $994, and that gave me a profit for the month. A profit for the month. Income minus expenses of $2,526. $2,526 after all the expenses for the business were paid and all the expenses that might have been miscellaneous. So we brought in an income of $3,520. We had expenses of $994, which gave us an income minus expenses of money left over, or profit, and maybe I should change that to profit, of $2,526. Not too bad for the first month of business. And so that is the monthly income report. We're going to now come back in and share with you what my goals are moving forward to get to that $10,000 a month. So not too bad for a first month of business. At least I don't think so. considering that this is the very first time I've ever gone full time, and I really wanted to come out at least replacing the income that I was bringing in from being in full time ministry. So let's talk a little bit about why the goal of $10,000. $10,000 a month in business is a goal because it's a big, audacious goal for me. Maybe not for you, but for me, it's a big, audacious goal. And also, I thought that it was a great goal to have because when I consider the amount of money that my expenses are, $10,000 would give me a good enough cushion to be able to reinvest into my business to grow it to 20. So I just thought $10,000 would be a great goal to have to reach on a consistent basis of $10,000 a month in business before I set a new goal of $20,000 in business. And one of the things I found out that $10,000 in business is not really that difficult on the online space. That just means that I need to tweak a few things when we look at my income report. So let's say, for example, it is $4.99 a month for me to do social media management on the basic level of social media management. So how could I get to $10,000 if I just looked at social media management? That would mean that I would need 20 clients whom I provide social media management for, or I could do 10 clients. That would be $5,000 a month. Now moving on to the section of providing coaching. If I looked at that, I could do 2 more clients at least of coaching at the entry level. And right now I'm just dealing with entry level, not premium pricing at all. That would put me at $2,000. So now I'm at 7. So if I added 2 more coaching clients at $500 a month, and I added 5 more social media clients at $500 a month, that puts me at $700. Then consulting, products and services, and design would make up the other $3,000. Now, I did not have any speaking engagements during the month of June, and typically for a speaking engagement, I have the opportunity to bring in anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000 per engagement. So one speaking engagement could easily help me reach that $10,000 a month if I just got one speaking engagement. So when you think about it and look at the whole picture, $10,000 a month is not really that difficult when you are really focused on the products and services that you are going to offer your clients. Now, where I could do some room for improvement when it comes to the business. One thing I definitely know I need to do is I could potentially niche down more in my business. Right now, I'm still pretty broad, offering various services to clients just to see which services are more in demand. What I'm finding more and more is that clients are interested in branding, and then I'm getting a lot more calls and opportunity for podcasting. And so what I've decided to do in those particular areas is to create a podcast membership program where it's a one-stop shop where individuals can pay on a monthly basis to be a part of the membership. And I'm going back and forth between $27 and $37 a month. And I would like to have a goal of 100 individuals in the podcast program on an ongoing monthly basis, which would bring in about $3,700 if I did $37 a month. And so you see how things really begin to ramp up when you start streamlining or when you start honing in on opportunities, programs, and services that you can offer. Then we move into the digital branding piece. So one of the things that I'm very big on is personal branding, providing services to individuals who want to enhance their personal brand to build attraction in the marketplace. And that particular area is something that many people call me about. Many people reach out to me about building a personal brand, what I like to say, a profitable personal brand that will help them to sell their own products and services. And so that particular area, I really can begin to get more premium pricing by doing a complete brand campaign for individuals and for small businesses, which would include their graphic design, which would also include their social media aspects, and also if they're having events or they have products and services, that also would include doing some landing pages and sales funnels for their business. Then lastly, one of the things that I definitely am learning to do and want to start testing out is having an ads agency, doing social media ads for small businesses, helping them to generate leads, leveraging social. And so I took a program, as I mentioned earlier in today's podcast, where I'm learning how to do Facebook targeted ads and Instagram targeted ads to help small businesses generate new leads for their business and then convert them into paying clients. Because it does no good to have new leads and then nobody converts. So I want to make sure that I can provide the end result of converting these potential leads into paying clients so that the business can be profitable. So those are some areas of improvement that I definitely knew that I could enhance the business, bring greater revenue in the business so that I can reach my $10,000 a month goal. So I hope you really enjoyed today's episode of me sharing a little bit of my journey of the first month of business. I am going to be doing this every single month so that you can go along on the journey with me to 10,000, and you can learn from my mistakes. You can learn from the things that I have implemented that might be able to work for your business. I just want to be a transparent coach, a transparent mentor, transparent light in your life so that you can say to yourself, Markeith can do it, I can do it. Let me say that again. If Markeith can do it, I can do it. So hopefully you did get something out of listening to my income report episode. Each month, I plan to do this the first Monday of every month to just kind of share what I generated in the business, what my expenses were, what I learned from the month, and then what my goals are moving forward. If you are interested in doing a strategy session or me helping you to create the framework and the blueprint as before you take the leap or start your business, I'd love for you to go to my website, www.markeithbraden.com, clicking on the Work With Me tab, and you'll find the Inspire and Elevate Strategy session. I'd love to work for you as you move forward in establishing your business or growing your current business. Definitely go there and see what I have to offer for the Inspire and Elevate. And also, I am launching a podcast program, but right now you can go to my website and access my free PDF guide, 12-page PDF guide on how to launch your profitable podcast so that you can get your brand out, so that you can get your message out there and touch the lives that you definitely are called to touch. I'm always excited that you join me each and every week right here on the Markeith Braden podcast. And this week I wanted to do something a little bit different and share with you what my journey was like the first month as an entrepreneur. I hope you did get something out of today's podcast. Reach out to me. Let me know what your thoughts are, what more I can add to these income report episodes. I always love getting emails from you and seeing your reviews in iTunes. That is a call to action. Go to iTunes and leave me a review. Leave me a rating. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how I can make this podcast better, because I want to make sure that it is meeting your needs. I always like to leave you with this particular quote, and I don't think I have in the last couple of episodes in a while. So I want to leave you with a quote that I learned from the great late Dr. Miles Monroe. And he says this: life's greatest failure is a life without purpose, life that has no direction. Moreover, life's greatest tragedy is to be successful at the wrong assignment. You have an assignment that you're supposed to fulfill. Now go out and do it. Take care. Have a great rest of your week. And just remember this: always shoot for the top, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded.
Thanks for listening to the Markeith Braden podcast at markeithbraden.com. If you've not subscribed to the podcast via iTunes, subscribe today and be sure to leave Markeith a rating and review of today's episode. Just remember this: always shoot for the top, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded.